All right, everybody, welcome to Lockpod, the Midwest's most dangerous podcast, season 15, episode 20. Come to you live from the Nika IBW Powering Indiana Lake County Studios.
I feel like just yawning, like what a nice break, and
yeah,
you know, it's just like,
nice.
Wow,
it was a regular break for me.
That's right,
Lindsay's
just a 1 week off.
We got a little taste of what Lindsay gets every week.
Just coming on
It's
Tuesday.
pretty nice, right?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. You come in here sort of like pleasant instead of bitter, like we are.
Like I was just here 3 days ago.
By the way,
here I am again.
I got really crazy news for you guys.
Oh.
As of August, like late August, we've been doing this for 5 years.
Ooh.
Gag.
Ouch.
5 years on the air.
None of us were
15
like,
seasons.
Yeah, John, there was no celebration on that
I'm celebrating. I'm
You
super
are?
happy. Fuck yeah, dude. 15 seasons. We're fucking podcasters.
5 years. See, now that just gave away.
3 seasons.
5 years. We're 15 seasons in.
It sounds so impressive.
It never ends.
Because people do quick math. You know, it's 2025. So you're like, how long you been? We're in our 15th season. They're like, what? And then they're like doing math. They're like, they were doing
15
podcasts in
years?
2010. Like, what the fuck? See, it throws people off.
Yeah.
It's good.
Ask ChatGPT. It'll tell
I'm
you.
so freaking tired, bro.
Are you? All nighter, huh?
Well,
You were sleeping. You
All-nighter,
sneak some
Linz.
sleep in the closet, right?
I do not.
Yeah, you're like that.
I will lose my job.
My boss
I
is
do not
listening.
do that.
I know that.
I am
I know
fully
that.
alert.
I know that. You know what's funny is Lindsay had to.
And smiling.
Yeah. You're not going to be at the Blockpod Appreciation Night, I hear.
I will be saving
Rumor has it.
lives instead.
Oh, that sucks.
oh, wait,
man.
it's optional?
I didn't know that it was optional.
I'm not going to quit my job.
The locomotive will be
to
there.
do
When are you
this.
gonna?
Who else will be there?
When are you going to quit this nursing thing and just become a full-time podcaster?
I just became a nurse.
I know.
I've been
but-
in nursing school the entire time we've done this podcast, and then became a nurse.
But the nursing thing is completely.
Think about that.
yes, like I
The
started
nursing thing is
school-
interfering with the podcast.
Lindsay
now.
was a
That's the
teacher
thing.
when this
I
started.
was starting nursing school before you thought about doing this podcast.
Really?
I'm going to stick with it, I think.
Okay. All right.
Good call, Linz.
Thank you.
By the way, I mean, we're going to actually have Steven in the studio in a little bit, but don't forget, I put something in the what do you call it? Chat. Chat on Facebook about this Friday's Lockpod night out. You can hang out with us and join us.
Fan
at Oilman
appreciation
Stadium.
night.
So go to the Facebook page or email steve@lockpod.com or direct message us or whatever you want to do.
Put it in
Message
chat.
us. Put it in chat.
Facebook.
You want to come.
Steve's
just we
coming.
add you to the
Steve's
list.
coming. We're gonna. Yeah. So he'll be here during this episode. Right?
Good.
Yeah.
We're going to
We'll
talk more
about it
about
more.
the details. Because it's like free, right?
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is incredible.
This Friday. Come
This
hang
is
out with us.
It is free. Who's paying?
I don't know.
Lock-
We
Lockpod.
are, bro.
I hope we have money.
Steve.
Lockpod.
See, like the thing is, we took a picture
T-shirts will
3
be
years
there.
ago when we did this.
Yes.
And Lockpod was only in its 6th season then, right?
Eighth,
So
10th,
like, look
whatever.
at that's the picture. You just put it up. Our
right,
here we
freaking
go.
fan base. We're gonna
We
fill
look
this
younger.
fucking stadium out, right? I mean, like Lockpod. That was Lockpod
It
in its
definitely should
early
be
infancy.
bigger, right? That means we're doing something right.
If it gets bigger,
if it
we're doing something right.
increases
If
in
it's like half the size,
If
do we have
it's-
to reevaluate the podcast at that point?
Like
If
I
it's
assume,
just this,
yeah.
we have problems.
They're
I
like,
won't
what is
be there
Lockpod?
actually, so yeah, just take me out of there. It'll be less.
It's less. Well, Jill will fill in for you.
I assume that Steve has contacted our sponsors, so our sponsors, I'm sure, will be there, or at least if they want to be there, absolutely
Then
welcome.
we'll have to tell the sponsors, hey, you guys are paying for this, right?
Yeah,
Will
and-
Kyle, the intern, be there?
Of course.
He was last time.
Kyle
He better be
Benton.
there.
Kyle,
Yeah.
you better be there, man.
He's our favorite attendee.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
So what'd you guys do over the weekend?
I kind of laid low. I went and saw the fireworks at Wolf Lake.
I worked
July 4th. I
You
went to
worked
the
all
parade
weekend?
with you.
not all weekend. No, I
We
was
had
with you on the 4th.
I know. We had a great party on the 4th.
I laid in the pool on the floaty.
I
and
know.
I stayed there.
Until like 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
I went to the Cubs game on Saturday with a buddy of mine.
I went to a Cubs game last Tuesday with Jordan.
Tuesday.
With Jordan, by the way. It was an epic.
So after
little
the
trip.
last show.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's not my story to tell, but it was nice to take Jordan and Patrick and Marissa.
And
to a
Jordan's your
baseball
nephew.
game.
Can I
Jordan's
show
my
these?
nephew. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I took Jordan, Pat,
Look at
Marissa
Pat.
and I.
Seemed to be
Cubs,
such an old
Cubs
guy.
victory. He is an old guy,
Look at
but
him.
it was cool, nice.
That's nice.
little
Nice
Cubs
picture,
victory.
little family photo.
I'm getting in the top of the first. You know, there's some
I
walking
see
into the
that.
stadium. Always late.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. I went on Saturday, and it had been.
Well, and he's got his pile or his bag of peanuts too.
I see that.
Oh, yeah.
He likes his
I-
peanuts.
Always.
I went on Saturday, and it's the first Saturday game I'd probably been to in several years, because usually I go with you during the week or whatever, going
right.
after work. And it was so nice. I went early, got in before the game started, was in no rush to get home because the NASCAR race was going on. I was like, okay,
yeah.
I'm going to go to the Kennedy anyway. It's
How
just
long
gonna
did
be
it
slow.
take you?
Not bad. Like I just took the I just
How
took the
about
streets.
getting there? Was it
Getting
brutal?
there? No, it was easy because I
Dude.
got there so early. I got there at 11 in the morning.
We went through rush hour to get there on Tuesday, and it took us like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it took me a while to get back, but on the way there on Saturday morning, I got there early because I wanted to go get breakfast. I totally relaxed that day. It was great. The
Dude,
Cubs lost, but
Marissa and I were downtown Saturday. We
Nice.
stayed the night. We rode our bikes to Chicago from Hammond and stayed the night in a hotel, and then rode our bikes
there
back
you are.
home.
That's
from
like starting in
the
Hammond.
next day. Yeah, that's the Hammond Marina right there. We rode all the way there through the streets of Chicago.
It was a hot day.
Fuck, dude.
Where's this? Lakefront?
That's gross. That's
like 31st.
Yeah, it's literally 31st. Good job, Kevin. That's the 31st Street Bridge.
What
yeah.
a nerd.
It's like
No, you can
Google
tell
Maps.
because the bridge.
He's a
I've been on
road
that
nerd.
route.
Yeah, the bridge is unique. You know, that bridge, that's why I took a picture there. It's a cool picture
Cool.
of Marissa in front of me. But that,
Whoa,
check that out.
this
So,
looks like the Bahamas or
Whoa.
something.
Ohio Street Beach, okay? That's right by where our hotel was. So we check into our hotel, like, this is like fucking 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It was 85, Kevin, you know, because
Yes.
you went to the game that day.
Yes.
So Marissa and I went down to the beach. I mean, I felt like a total tourist, dude. Like, and we live 10 miles from this, right? And we just never do this. So we went to the beach and
That's so
swam
funny.
in
That's
Lake
like Oak Street,
Michigan.
right?
That's Ohio Street, yeah.
Oh, Ohio Street. Okay.
Yeah, and like freaking awesome, dude. It was like
Wow.
Chicago was like it was like you're in
Poppin'.
Rio de Janeiro that night.
So
it was, the people were swimming till 10 o'clock, dude.
Can I ask you like an equipment question?
Yeah.
So you guys are basically riding downtown, going to spend the night, went to the beach, hung out,
Yeah, did have
probably
all your
rode back.
stuff with
How
me.
did you
I have one
get all your
backpack.
stuff?
My backpack I'm wearing right there. That's right when we got there.
Okay.
No, that's right before we left and went home. My backpack was like 50 freaking pounds, dude. It
Oh,
was
so you just
really-
literally packed a
I had everything
backpack
on me.
on your back.
Yeah, we checked in the hotel with our bike and our backpack.
That's
it.
awesome.
So we did this last year too.
It's a fun day.
Yeah, we went up because it would be. I've done it before, going up and back. That's a pretty hard day, and I wouldn't have a 50-pound backpack. But I had a 50-pound backpack. But I tell you, Kev, I got there hurting. My neck, my back, my neck
Oh,
and
wow.
back is still hurting. I think I packed a little too
That's
much.
a good husband. You guys
Yeah,
had
I
a nice
work on
little
it.
couple's day.
I work on it. It was honest to God. I felt like I was in Chicago. I felt like a tourist, which is how often do you get to say that, John? Right? You go to Chicago so much you don't feel like a tourist, right, Lynn?
I love that.
We do like if we go to a Cubs game, it's not like a special like it is for a tourist. I drive to the Cubs
Yep.
game, go to the game, drive home, right? So like that is not like a tourist.
Agreed.
Right? Marissa and I acted like tourists on Saturday.
That's
we were
great.
like walking around. We were eating at fancy restaurants.
Wow.
We were like, it was cool, man.
That's
and then
very
we
nice
swam.
of you guys to do that.
Dude, they had a fireworks display because we were in the W right on Lakeshore Drive, okay? And right above the beach, you could see it. And you could also see Navy Pier. And it was July 5th. They did a long fireworks display. You know how Navy Pier does fireworks?
Yeah.
They did a really long one for the 5th of July. And people were stopping on Lakeshore Drive, stopping their cars and getting out and just watching
Oh,
it.
wow.
There was hardly any traffic moving at all. It's like everybody just stopped and
That's
watched
crazy.
the show on Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think it's a good reminder to everybody that lives kind of in the corner of the world we live in that you are, within an hour of one of probably the best cities in the world.
I rode my bike there.
Yeah, think about that.
I rode my bike and it was. Now I realized there's some days that Chicago just sucks. Okay,
Yeah.
like in February when it's like 40-mile-an-hour winds and it's like
But in July,
0 wind chill. But like in July when Lake Michigan is 74 degrees and the freaking weather is
everybody's
hot
out walking
and
around.
it was
and
just spectacular.
That's
Like
awesome.
Chicago is the best city in the world when it is, and when it's not,
And when it's chilly, it's not.
yeah, right.
Yeah, I went to John, do you have the picture of the PAV? I went to the
Yeah.
great job by the
John's
city of
playing
Hammond.
a video game right
What
now.
is that, dude? What were you doing there?
Who knows?
No, it just
He's
Kevin's
playing a game.
Kevin's ability to guess exactly that street
What
made
street?
me think in
Of
Chicago.
This game.
In Chicago,
uh-huh.
made me think of this game where you're just dropped onto a street
Uh-huh.
anywhere in
Oh.
the world, and you have to guess like the
Wow,
country.
that's kind of
Okay.
cool.
So Kevin,
That's
what is this country?
you can
Just
see the name of the street.
And then we click on
I'm
the
gonna
map
say
and
okay.
based
Just
on like
based
look
on
at the bridge,
the
look at
bridge,
the
yeah.
So first off,
architecture.
there's a bike trail. Okay,
it looks like a bike trail. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're in the
Crappy road.
U.S.
I agree with you,
I think
Kevin.
it's
Although
the U.S. The
it looks
plants
like
look
US or Europe?
Midwestern.
because
And-
you know
and-
why? Because there's potholes and stuff.
The
so
power lines look like American power lines, maybe.
If
I
there's
don't know.
potholes, I think it's American.
Well,
right?
the plants
can go
look
down a little bit.
American.
Yeah, I
like
think
it's
it's
in
Oh, wait.
trees.
Wayne
There's
Street.
a sign up here.
okay.
We
let's
gotta
check
look
that
at the
sign. I think
sign.
it's
Definitely.
it's
I'm gonna
Europe or the U.S.
I'm going to say it's Michigan, the state of
Yeah, but
Michigan.
you can't just say Europe. You
I'm
going to
say the
like a
state of
country.
Michigan.
okay.
I think I'm going very specific.
There's porta potties.
yeah.
Those look American.
I'm going
Yeah,
very
this looks
specific.
American to me.
What game is this?
It's called GeoGuessr.
All right.
Have you
check
ever
it out,
seen
everybody.
Okay, we're guessing.
Jose Monkey? It's a thing on TikTok. He does the same thing. They're like, okay, Jose Monkey, guess where I am, and you have to pan yourself. So you like pan behind yourself, and then you send it to him, just like a clip, just me.
Oh, that's cool.
And I pan and I send it to him, and then he shows you how he figures out exactly where in the world you are. It's pretty
This
cool.
is
You know what? I
actually it's
would
Hammond,
guess-
John.
No, seriously, well, there's a palm tree right there. Hold on, so we're in somewhere tropical.
Oh, good call, Lance.
damn it.
I'm gonna
Well,
go.
You got to
It's
look
not
at the
Michigan.
foliage, bro.
I know.
I was
That's what
trying
Jose
to.
Monkey does. That's
Hold on,
exactly
look at the
what-
road signs.
Oh, 16. I was gonna say South Carolina.
Yeah, I would
dude,
say
I'm gonna
somewhere in
say
the South
Florida.
America or in like South
95.
Southern
Yeah, it's on the
America.
East Coast.
Let's go
obviously.
South Carolina.
It's on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Okay, you might be right. Kevin.
Guess South Carolina. You got to click on the map
This is fun.
and then select where South Carolina
Yeah,
is.
close in, John.
roughly. Kind of like right there.
Yeah.
Click it.
All right.
Okay.
All right, and then
See
click
how-
guess. Let's
Okay.
This is fun. This is exciting.
Okay,
Yeah.
guess.
It's exciting for us. I'm not sure about
Oh,
that.
wait.
Oh! Hell yeah,
Savannah,
Savannah,
Georgia.
Georgia.
Savannah,
All
Georgia is
right,
where
Dude,
it
that's
not
pretty
bad.
cool, man. Good job, guys.
Really
Hey,
close.
Team
good
effort.
work,
I like it.
guys.
I like it. That's what Jose Monkey does.
All right.
You literally, and then he shows you.
I'm gonna do this. This is
He
fun.
shows you, like, pull up Jose Monkey whenever you get a chance on TikTok, and he'll show you how you'll have like a 5-second clip of where you are, and he'll figure out exactly where in the world you are, and he'll show you
Whoa.
how he figured it out. It's
John,
pretty-
what's the name of this?
GeoGuessr.
Geo.
cool,
yes,
man.
sir. Check it out.
People stream this all day
And they
play
do
it,
really
and they
well.
get tons of views. Like people
Yeah.
just watch them play this game.
That's
Really?
weird.
We should turn
Kind of
Lockpot
addictive.
into this.
Yeah,
Jose
let's-
Monkey.
Season 16.
Lock-
GeoGuessr.
GeoGuessrs.
24 hours a day.
Yeah, right.
So, John, show the photos. I just wanted to show real quick how beautiful the pavilion looked. This is up in Hammond at near Wolf Lake, and these are some. Not that one. No.
Hold on. That's
Oh,
Come on,
jeez.
John.
Wow, that's all right.
Yeah,
Oh
man.
my
What the
God. Production's gone way down since GeoGuessr got on.
Yeah.
Okay.
There it
is.
is. There it
You
is.
just closed it.
Oh boy.
All right,
All right. Well, anyway, I was
All
at
right,
the pavilion.
let's
It
look
looked
at the
nice.
There you go.
All right. There's fireworks at the pavilion, and then one more above it. What's that photo
Ooh,
right above
sunset?
it? There we go. That was when we just got there.
It's
Beautiful.
gorgeous.
It was a nice night
It was a nice
and
night.
a really good crowd. And Bill Porter is still plugging along, man. That guy's in his 90s.
I know he is.
Still singing
He's been
songs and leading
singing-
the band.
And on the 4th of July in Hammond longer than I've been mayor. So, of course, and actually all the way back to when my dad was mayor. And I made a special point to, like, go and sit in the front row and watch his whole set because, you know, I love Bill. And I've seen him perform many times, and the guy's in his 90s, so you just got to go out and appreciate it, right?
Yeah. And here's a picture
The guy,
of our-
like I don't know if I'm supposed to say this out loud, but he's in his 90s, right?
Yeah, I said
he's,
it too.
He's a huge cannabis user. He loves it. Like,
The guy's living
loves
a
it.
good
He
life,
like sits
man.
there and like he'll be like smoking a joint. I walk up to him. He's like 90. He's like my fucking hero, dude. He's like, fuck, dude.
Sounds like if I could be smoking a joint at 90.
Like the guy is like 90 something years old. He plays music and smokes weed.
Leads a
and just
band.
enjoys himself, man.
Sings.
It's such a
His
fucking
voice
cool
still
vibe.
sounds good, by the
He's
way.
a fucking cool vibe. He's sitting there like, hey, take a. I take suggestions, you know, just write it on the back of $100 bill and bring it up here. You know, just cheesy
got
little
great
jokes like
little
that. I know,
jokes.
dude. Just write it on the back of $100 bill. It's just fucking great, man. You can't make this shit up.
The parade was great. We had a really good crew for Mayor Tom
We
on his
did.
float. Here's
It was
a nice
awesome.
photo of that. Look at that.
Whiting Parade was spectacular this year. The weather was perfect.
Yeah, it was not too hot. It was cloudy. It was overcast.
People told me they
perfect.
thought it was down. I was like, what?
No way.
That was a great crowd.
I'll tell you one thing. You're usually so used to a huge, crazy crowd at the turn. But what I noticed was on 119th Street, it was busy
It went
all the
down.
way down.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it was
really
like-
busy.
Yeah.
Dude, like usually after you hit the grandstand, it starts thinning out
Agreed.
towards
It did not.
Wellman Stadium, funny enough. It was packed. We ran out of candy all the way down. I was just dumping the rest of our candy down, going down the street. Like, it was unbelievable
Dad
how much
takes
candy.
his candy
Dude,
passing.
Does it
very
look like I
serious.
got soaked down with a fire hose? In
Yes.
this?
It does.
Is
it
that
was-
sweat?
That sweat.
That's pleasant.
Gross.
Sweat and water and the thing is people were squirting me, so like it's a sweat water
Whoa.
mixture.
Squirting.
You're getting
That had to
squirted
taste
on?
good. Like
By
if
the
you
way, I have a
ring-
white shirt on. You
wring
can
out
see my
that
nipples.
shirt.
They're like squirting me down. And
Let's
you
zoom in on these nipples.
They were doing it on
wet
purpose.
T-shirt
Time.
contest.
Yes, they were doing it on purpose. I'm like, I'm wearing a wet t-shirt. I'm wearing a white shirt. But like the thing
And
is,
now you know what the ladies feel
I
like
agree
at a
with you.
frat.
If they were doing that to me, by the way, and I have a white t-shirt on, I'm sure some ladies were getting similar treatment. So if you see my nipples in this, I apologize. It's not my fault.
So that was a great day though. The parade was great. I was living through my kids a little bit over the weekend. John and I were sharing a lot of these videos and stuff and photos. They were in Cardiff for the premiere reunion first in 16 years Oasis show, And
Wow.
here's a picture of them with their buddy Adam.
They were in early, huh?
They got in early.
How long were they in the pit for?
They said that they got there early afternoon when doors opened. I was surprised. They said the line wasn't crazy because everybody's still at the pubs. So they got in line, got into the show, and got a really good spot. And there's a picture here that there's the boys, Ethan and Aiden are there. This is in the stadium.
That's super.
Oasis
so, like,
Live
the thing I
25.
would be concerned with, okay? I'd be concerned with I would have to pee, and I would have to give up my spot.
Yeah.
You have to be young to be in the pit.
I think
I agree,
that's what
huh?
they did.
Brian
I
won't
think
let me be in the pit anymore. I am too old to be in the pit.
You got to get
So
a pit
is he.
diaper. Pit diaper, babe.
Pit diaper.
they said they didn't
I'm
need
okay.
them. I don't know how they managed. They were there a ton of time, probably a good 8 hours. John, do you have any of the video?
I'm going to wear a pit diaper on a show.
Jeez.
What? We'll come in, and I'll just do a whole show.
At
in
the
pit
Dead
diaper.
Show.
Here.
At
No,
the
I
Dead
want to
Show.
do it in here.
No,
And
I
I
want you
will,
to do it at
like,
the Dead Show.
No, because like I oftentimes have to pee in the middle of the show, and I could just let it loose right in the middle of the lock pod.
So I think this is a video of them pre-showing. I guess
Right.
all the pubs were doing stuff like this in and around the stadium. So just a bunch of people just
How cool.
going crazy before the show. Is that good, John? That's pretty cool. So that's just a pub in town.
Dude, I
And
remember
they're-
when I went to France, the pubs were like that.
Yeah.
Everybody was singing
like in
together.
soccer games and stuff too.
No,
And
dude, it was just like singing like songs, like
Oh, wow.
Farah and stuff.
that looked pretty cool because it was just like
Dormez-vous.
the boys said every pub was like that, just going crazy like that. This is in the show.
That's way cooler than Farah Jacques.
I agree.
think you mean
Yeah,
Kumbaya,
Champagne
bro.
Supernova.
No, I know what Farah Jacques is.
Frere Jacques. That's Father
Dormez-vous,
Father
Dormez-vous,
James.
blah, blah,
Father
blah,
Jack.
blah, 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 blah.
John.
That
Ding,
song.
ding.
No one's
Right.
a pub full of people's not singing that.
They were singing it, dude. I was there. You weren't.
You were? Oh, okay.
This is the 80s,
when was
dude.
the last time
This
you've
is in
been
the
to a
80s.
pub,
You guys were
bro?
freaking like 0 years old then.
This
People
is just,
did shit differently in the 80s.
This was from
Obviously,
inside the show, which is pretty cool.
Oh, I like how it's like a box.
Yeah, they look sort of sphere looking, right, Kev? Oh my god, that's so cool.
That looks.
It's handy that Steve's in the studio right now because we have to get these tickets for Soldier Field, right?
Yes.
That's part of what
August
Lockpod
28th.
does. I mean, our fans expect us to be there.
Yeah. So thanks to Ethan and Aiden
I looked
for
at
sending
the
these along,
tickets.
man.
Thank you, Ethan and Aiden, for sending
Yes.
us.
It's so solid.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
excited.
We talked about getting tickets like last year.
Not talk, we're getting. I
Best
looked at
band
the
in
price
the
the other day. The pit tickets are $715 each.
Jeez.
Whoa.
No,
The
no,
pit
no.
in the entire field of Soldier Field is the pit. The
I got-
entire
I got
field.
them face.
I don't know if I
So.
could do
You,
that.
Yeah, I
you're
have
in the
some
pit.
tickets,
No,
yeah.
I mean, Kevin's and
I think we're up
seats.
in the seats.
Okay.
All right,
So
so
we'll figure this
I know
out.
Steve wants to go to see Oasis, so
I want to play
Whoa.
one more clip. This is
I don't want to miss this show either.
No, you cannot.
Right, I agree. I'm not even a huge fan.
Whoa.
Biblical.
Wow.
That reminds me of the Sphere.
I got Sphere vibes from this too.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
a video of San Fran.
Yeah,
Remember
it
that?
totally reminds me of the Sphere.
John, John's obviously the biggest Oasis fan in the studio. What was your
Biggest Oasis fan in America.
probably?
Okay.
What was your take? What was your take on the show or what you heard? And
I've consumed hours of footage on Twitter and all that from the shows. It's just awesome.
Are they? I heard that they were scrapping a little bit. Is that just people
Not
trying
true.
to?
That's
Okay,
not true. Yeah,
The brothers?
They weren't.
Okay.
I think there is a money component to this.
for
big time.
sure.
Yeah.
Even if I hated Aaron,
easy.
I'm sure Aaron and I can get together for some gigs, right? Like, fuck you, Aaron, but like, let's go play a couple
go
gigs.
make a
and
little
it-
let's make some money,
Like,
right?
right?
Yeah, I can't wait to see
It
him.
sounded
Cannot
unbelievable. It's going to be great. August 28th. We'll get an update.
Wow. Okay, so we have to go, guys.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, I need a
Pit-
confirmation like a month ahead of time, y'all.
Well,
We'll
Tom,
work on
you
it.
have like a month.
yeah, I've got a ticket for you, Tom, for the pit.
Okay.
I have an extra, but if
Hey,
for-
somebody
Well,
in the
like,
comments said it's not worth being in the pit unless you're 6 feet tall.
We're 6
Well,
feet tall.
I'm not.
Okay. I'll
so-
stand. I mean, I have no problem standing. I can handle it.
I'll be
but
on
I
your
think
shoulders.
Lindsay and Jill
Steve's
probably
6
want to
feet
sit.
tall plus.
Steve could stand too.
Yeah.
I'll be on Steve's shoulders.
Well,
so.
the question is, can Steve's back stand?
I will be topless though, Steve. I just want you to know, so it'll be worth it.
Aw.
Oh,
Yeah.
with the like the
Weird.
sweating thing, and you take it off,
No,
like
I'm just
rip
going,
it off.
I'm letting the nips out.
Tom's gonna say, like, he'll have the wet T-shirt on, and then he'll just rip it off, and it'll be a
Just
big
him in
moment.
his pit diaper.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no shirt and a pit diaper.
My liquid
If that
death
doesn't
pit
get you
diaper.
excited,
Lindsay, I can't wait. Let's hang out, Linz.
What?
At Oasis with my liquid death pit diaper and no
I'm,
shirt.
I'm okay.
Lindsay's like, no, I can't stand in the pit.
I'll be
Dad.
sitting, Dad.
you
I'll be sitting.
imagine?
Thank you.
I'm not prepared for
Imagine.
Just
I'll
rock
do
it
the
out
pit,
to
but that's
Oasis
expensive,
with my
though.
freaking badass pit diaper.
Liam spots him in the crowd.
Yeah,
just
it brings
stops
him
the
up.
Show.
Brings him up.
Like, yeah! Hey, Steve, have a seat over here, man. Welcome back. Welcome to the
Have a
studio
seat,
to our
Steve.
producer.
What a long first segment this
Is
has
it?
been.
Is he our producer? No, he's not.
No, he's our
producer.
business manager.
Business manager. Yes, I get you.
That's why he
looks
looks so good and casual.
You do look good,
John
dude.
is our producer. He
You look like a cop,
produces.
man.
He does not look like
Well,
a
that's
cop.
He
good.
smells good
That's
too.
good. He does smell good. Dang. What's up, man?
Good morning, guys. Good
Who are
morning.
you trying to impress?
Bringing the
He's
smile
He's
to
going to
the
work.
studio.
He's going to work.
What's up,
Yeah.
Steve?
He works
Nothing,
in
man.
a-
I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I haven't been on the show too much this
That's
year.
why it's good to have
Really?
you on.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
us why
Lots of
people
guests,
should
but
cancel
no.
their plans for this Friday
Cancel
and hang out with
everything
us.
you're doing. Everything you're doing. Yeah, this Friday is going to be a blowout. We are having this Oilman's game. I forget who they're playing. Corn Dogs, maybe.
Doesn't matter.
Are they really?
Ooh, I've been
That's what they
waiting for
played
this
last
game.
time.
Are
That's what
really?
they played last time we
Well,
went.
that's a good one for us to go to.
That's a big
Yeah,
rivalry.
It's a
Yeah.
Lake County freaking showdown.
It's like Crown Point versus Whiting. Look
Yeah,
out.
it may be. Don't quote me on that.
All right.
But
They may be playing the
Let's
Corn
just
Dogs.
say-
Maybe
I
Corn
had it
Dogs.
pulled up. Let me pull it up.
Or
If
the
they're
hot
not playing the
dogs.
corn dogs, they're playing some other dog.
They're
Or the
playing
hot
the
dogs,
Hammond
yeah.
Vikings, dude.
That's who they're playing.
Oh shit, Hammond Vikings.
Hammond.
It's a
there we
North
go.
County
Ooh.
Dang.
showdown.
Okay.
All right. Well, we are set, but it's going to be a great time. Gates are at 5:30, so you can get there early. Game is at 6:30. We have free tickets for you, and it's a sponsorship night. It's a sponsor appreciation night, but it's also a fan appreciation night. So yes, I've contacted the sponsors. Many of them will be there if you want to
Sponsors are fans
come.
too.
And yes, of course.
I think they are. I just tell you, some of our sponsors, like Dodie. I think Dodie's a total fan of the show.
Yep.
I think Dodie's like a
She's on
Jody,
right
are
now.
you-
every.
fan?
I think Dodie's like every Lockpod episode.
Dodie, you're a super fan. Thank
She's
you
definitely-
to
and,
Power in
by the
Indiana,
way,
Lake
without,
County.
Without Powered Indiana Lake County,
We wouldn't have this beautiful song.
like we'd be in the dark right now. Look at
Who
it.
knows
This thing
how
is
our
like-
studio would look empty?
Right. No, I'm excited about Fan Appreciation Night. I'm looking
Oh,
forward.
look at that.
That is really cool. I like that. We should do that more
We
often.
should, we should get some cool lights. Actually, that was inspirational.
How-
And the
Lockpod-
shelves.
Like
and
we,
the-
if we put it in the dark like that, we have like we're talking about some like edgy stuff or
Yes.
something. Huh?
the
Anytime
lights will
we
come back
talk
on.
about-
Tom will have no shirt on.
Ew. Please
Or
don't.
Lynn's will bring our Bigfoot guy back.
Wonderful.
That looks cool.
Back in October.
That does look cool.
That was cool looking.
It look good?
Yeah.
I think
So-
if we got some track lights or something along the sides of the table and stuff,
We'll do
that'd
our
be sick.
Halloween show.
We'll get on
Where were
that.
you?
In the
Where were you
dark.
when we were putting this place
It'd be
together?
like Lock Pod after
Definitely not carrying these
hours.
tables
Where was
up.
I? I wasn't here.
Definitely not carrying the tables up. I'll
Everybody
guarantee
bring
you that.
your best ghost story for October, and we'll all tell ghost stories on there.
Sounds good.
So
Halloween
Steve, how
show.
do we make sure that we get to see all of us on Friday?
So just email me at steve@lockpod.com. You
Or
can
DM.
Also, you can direct message me. You can
Put it in chat.
Put it in chat. Somebody already did.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I got them some tickets. So there's only a handful left, but we will make sure that you get in.
What
you
happens
want
if
to.
it's like overwhelming and we're like liable?
We're
to
buying
the,
tickets.
to the oilman for the hundreds.
We're buying more
of thousands of
tickets.
dollars.
We're buying more tickets?
Like
yeah.
like Lockpod could go broke if we
Hey, if
have
we,
too many
you know,
people
that'd be
show
a
up.
great day though.
It's
Yeah,
like-
we went out of business. We had to declare
But it was a
bankruptcy.
hell of a
Because
last
there is
night.
no like rules.
I
We're basically
declare
just invited
bankruptcy.
everybody.
Friday, July 11th was their swan song, but it was a great night.
Steve,
Yeah,
there's
they're on StubHub right now for like $715.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they're
Steve, is
going
it true
fast.
that people are going to be camping out on 119th
Yeah.
to save their place
I
in
think
line?
they're there now. I drove by just a little bit ago. And
I
they're
talked to
already
Mayor
there.
Speedbar. He said it's totally cool. You could camp out all night in front of Oilman Stadium on the
that's
Thursday
nice.
before.
Yeah.
He
Thank you,
said
Mayor.
drinking and smoking is allowed while you're in line too. It's great.
Smoking cigarettes?
No,
No, just-
yeah.
oh.
Like there's like no rules if you're in line for the
Smoking
Lockpod for
crack.
Lockpod.
Right.
You could go the night before. Mayor Steve told me it was cool. So
Well, we will also have some swag. We'll have a chance to win some prizes. We will have free T-shirts for people if you come out and join us. And
How about drinks?
we will have
Yeah,
Like,
drink
are you paying
tickets.
for
we will
drinks?
have drinks. We will have
Galore.
hot dogs. Some
Pay
of the
for
best
your
hot
own
dogs
drinks.
in the area.
The best hot dogs you've ever had.
Yes.
Some of the best
Some
hot dogs.
lukewarm hot dogs.
Some people say
some
those
of-
hot dogs are the best in
Linz,
the world.
don't
Maybe
throw
that's
shade
how
on
I
the
like
hot dogs.
'em.
Oh, you like lukewarm hot dogs?
Hey, you never know.
There's some
All right.
good hot dogs. Well, it's going to be a great time. We had a blast last time we were there.
It was
Don't
great.
forget to wear your shirts. Everybody wear your
From 3 years ago?
Yeah, a lot of
don't
hot
have
It
that
shirts.
doesn't fit. It's not
I
gonna
don't
fit
have that
me.
shirt, bro.
No
Or at
way.
least
Oh,
wear red,
come
white,
on.
I
and
have
You think
mine.
I keep my shirts?
I have
Like
mine
I have
too.
so many shirts. I don't have that.
I'll
shirt.
have mine on.
I wish I did. 'cause
I
How are we
don't
gonna
have
take
mine.
that picture again?
Huh?
Mine says Notorious LMP on the back.
I don't think I have mine. I haven't seen it in
I
a
don't
long
have
time.
mine either.
Yeah.
What?
I
Dad probably gave
What
it away.
did you do with
Dude,
it, John?
what do you
Like,
do? You
like
keep
an
shirts
oil
for
rag
three-
or something? Like John's like, yeah, I use it to wipe up some oil.
What do you do with
Probably.
I get T-shirts galore and I
Yeah.
cycle through them. Like if I wore the same shirt in this studio twice, you guys would fucking tear me up.
I think you have.
I
Well,
have,
but
and I got
seri-
tore up. So like I throw them away.
I'm sure.
after I wear
I
them.
know I have.
On the 4th, Dad had all the kids up in his room, and he was just going through his closet, and he was like, "Do you guys want this shirt? You want this shirt?"
See?
And, yeah,
I was
I'm
giving
sure
away my
one of the boys has his shirt. So
So
I
this
think
is
I
just
got
a
rid of
moment
that
in
one. I like
time.
that shirt, dude. It was
it's
a great
the
shirt.
softest shirt I own, actually.
but it's gone. like
It's gone.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll wear
I'll be
mine.
wearing mine, Steve.
All right, I wore mine too.
Okay.
But it's going to be a great time. So come I'll get a T-shirt, get a drink, get a hot dog, have some fun.
Friday,
Meet the Lock Pod crew.
5:30. You're getting there at 5:30.
Yeah, I'll
Is
be
that
there
what-
probably before. I have set up. I have a table. Just come up there. Just give me your name ahead of time so I know I have enough tickets.
Steve, now
And then,
we have a picture of the group from 3 years ago, and if the picture this year is much smaller, that's not good for the podcast.
Then we
agree,
quit.
right?
It's not.
This-
It's got to
this
be
picture?
bigger.
It's got to be
Yes.
much bigger. Okay,
right,
so
all right,
there's
there's your
like
challenge.
40 people in
Let's
this
count it.
picture. So like this is it's got to be much bigger this year. So like Lock Pod Fan Appreciation Night.
I see Councilman
up.
Scott Rakos there. I see Bill
Yeah.
Luter there.
Yeah.
I see the Toast
course,
there
Doty.
from Byway.
Of course,
I see
Shauna
Doty,
Levinson.
Shauna. I see the
Hell yeah.
Caucus. I see Harris.
I see Janice Smith.
I
She's
see
there.
a lot of our
Ethan's
friends,
there.
honestly.
I see a judge of Lake
I see-
County.
I see
a
Kelly.
judge showed up. A judge even showed up.
I see
If-
Cantrell and Cantrell.
The oil man showed
That's right.
up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
So it's
we
going to be a
need
great
everybody.
time.
Kyle the intern's
Everybody
in
come
there.
out.
Look at that.
So
Come on.
please,
Kyle's coming.
Jenny from NWI Live.
Yep.
So we need you out there. Friday, Lock Pod Fan Appreciation Night.
July 11th.
Oilman against Hammond, and you could tailgate the night before on 119th
Smoke
per
your
Mayor's Tea
crack
Bar.
right
so
there,
yeah,
right in front.
so enjoy yourself. We'll see you guys on
All right, guys.
Friday.
See you
Thanks,
guys out
Steve.
there.
Hey, thanks for
Awesome.
coming by and remind
right.
everybody.
No
Steve.
problem.
Thanks, buddy.
And then we'll be in touch about Oasis, bro.
Yep. I'm in.
I got it. I got the spot on your shoulders.
You got it.
Thank you.
Aw.
That's awesome. All right.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
What a first segment. We give beautiful.
Medium quality entertainment.
Yes. Right.
Solid.
You know, we're going to come back, and we held one part off that we talked about. It was naturalization ceremony. I did last week, and interesting topic Kevin and I got on yesterday about why there was such a small crowd at the naturalization ceremony. We wanted to talk a little bit about that. And then in the third segment, what are we going to talk about, Kev?
We're going to get into Eric Adams in the New York City mayor's race.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, good stuff coming up. So stick with us. Let's go ahead and start off with Powering Indiana Lake County, our premier and studio sponsor. Powering Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. At Powering Indiana Lake County, we set the standard for excellence in electrical work. As IBEW Local 697 electrical contractors, we ensure safety, reliability, and quality for Northwest Indiana corporations, businesses, and homes alike. But our mission goes beyond the job site. We're creating a brighter future for the region we proudly serve. Powering Indiana Lake County, bringing excellence to the job, creating a brighter future for our community. Find the right electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outdoor patio, serving its award-winning craft beer, chef-driven food menu, and craft cocktails on draft. The brewing equipment and production facility offer a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, or corporate parties. With their new food truck, they can cater to your corporate and private events off-site just off of 8094 at the Kennedy Avenue South exit. Discover more at bywaybrewing.beer. Quick reminder, they are open for lunch. I had lunch there yesterday. Lobster roll, unbelievable. I would recommend it.
Really?
And
I
yeah,
gotta get that. I've
it's
never had
so
that there.
phenomenal there.
I've
And
never had
they're
it.
open for lunch. It was great. Popped in there yesterday, and they had that great event on Saturday. I drove by there. It was packed.
Yes,
the food
dude.
truck was rolling.
Somebody was telling me
It was
they went
awesome.
randomly. It was my family. It was like Brad and Lauren and
I think Aaron was there. I
Yeah.
talked to Phil.
Yeah.
And Kelly were there.
okay.
Yeah, so
I forgot what the event was, but they went there and they didn't realize that Dave Matthews' cover was playing.
yeah,
that
Trip
night.
and Billy's played,
Yeah.
and there's something called I forget the name, but something Notes. A guy plays a violin.
Oh, nice.
I heard they were phenomenal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so it's just really good. So
All
good job,
right.
Byway.
Prestmer Insurance Agency. For decades, the Ron J. Prestmer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all of your insurance needs. The Prestomer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
The branding room floor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, the Branding Room Floor. Providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
Yep, go ahead. Sorry, we're playing GeoGuessr.
Oh, no wonder you're busy over there.
Yeah, I got a good one for you.
That looks like it's
I
in
think
Africa.
I know where it is.
Calumet Brewing. Michelob Ultra, the official sponsor of the PGA, is a superior light beer with ultra smooth taste. This refreshingly crisp light lager has only 95 calories, 2.6 carbs, making it the perfect beer on the golf course or at the 19th hole. Check out the new Ultra Zero with only 29 calories, making it the perfect zero alcohol beer for any time of the day. Head over to Cal Brew or to Michelob Ultra websites and social media pages for more information on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Kuklakis Law. Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need representation buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Do you need help forming your business? Call Kuklakis Law. Do you get injured in a car crash or at your job? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue, call 219-671-6347 for a free consultation. Who are you going to call? Kuklakis Law, Hablamos Español.
All right. Thanks to our sponsors.
Including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana Lake County.
I just want to say Kevin was closer on that guess than the American one.
You know, and I was going to say it's probably close to the equator because there were palm trees. So, yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, we're going to talk about the naturalization ceremony that Hammond held. It was a great ceremony, but a couple of observations. I don't go to these every year. In fact, I haven't been in quite a while.
And Tom, doesn't it? It's the city and it coupled with
League
the
of
United
Women
States District Court
and the League of Women Voters.
and League of Women Voters. Okay.
So it's a court hearing, and it throws you off because you're at the pavilion. Okay.
in the heat.
So and it was used to be on July 4th. They changed it to the 3rd because one year I
that's
showed
nice.
up in my shorts.
In
And
court,
everybody got all bent out of shape.
Oh, no.
It's the 4th of July.
lawyers can't show up in shorts. Did you know that?
I'm not a lawyer.
Yes, you are.
I'm not a lawyer in that
You're
regard.
not a
I'm there as the
practicing lawyer
mayor.
for that.
I am a lawyer, but I'm there not as a lawyer. I'm there as the mayor.
It's a formal ceremony.
Okay, that's why
Well,
I
I
haven't
feel
been
like
there in
there
10
was
years.
also
Okay,
stuff
now we're
going
starting to understand why I skipped this thing, right?
Because you're like, I'm in shorts on
I
July
can't wear
4th.
my-
Yes,
dude.
I
Right?
was at a freaking parade, and then I
Yes.
caught the naturalization ceremony. Everybody's like, "You can't wear that." I'm like, "What are you talking about? It's the fucking 4th of July, right? It's 100 degrees out. I'm
the
wearing a
movie-
shirt."
So now they're on the 3rd, so you're like, all right, I'll wear
Yes,
it.
no,
All right,
I can
I'm
wear a
good. Where's-
suit. All right, so it was on the
That's
3rd. I put on a suit. It was 100 degrees
It's a
out.
nice
Wearing
picture.
a khaki suit.
It was hot as the
Look at that. You got
dickens.
the flag back there, all
Hot
these
as the
dignitaries.
He is
So-
burning
so
in
bad.
the sun. I
Dude,
see
it's
it.
like 100 degrees on the podium,
Yeah.
and plus I could it's one of those weird choice. Like the audience that I'm speaking to is behind me, and the real audience is in front of me. So you have the choice to make. You want to talk to the audience in
so
front of you?
that's the citizens to be.
Yes, that's why I was sort of cocked around.
Gotcha.
And I went instead of they should have just pointed the podium at him. It was so I was talking to him, and I think I gave a good speech, even though I sounded very Republican. Like the point I was trying to make was, I'm proud of you guys. You did it the way you're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
That was really, if you could encapsulate what I was trying to say to them in one sentence, it's like many people have chosen to come here illegally over the years, and you guys actually made appointments, showed up to appointments, you took tests, you had to study for tests, you had to do all these things. You had to wait all this time, and you did it the way you're supposed to.
Yeah, I
that was
thought-
basically my speech.
I thought one of your points was good. Is like, a lot of people currently live in fear and live
True story.
and have to live in the shadows.
Yeah.
And I think you said something like, they have to tell their story softly. You get to shout your story.
Yep. And I told them, go vote, go
yeah.
participate, be part of your community, man.
And I think you said, like, in these times, it's so uncertain for people that, don't have the citizenship that you're about to get.
Right.
And I think that was an important point, too.
Okay, so couple observations. First off, only half of the attendees that were getting their naturalization showed up.
What?
I've never seen that. They had all the seats laid out for all the people that were supposed to be there, and way over half of them didn't show up.
Wow.
right?
Are they scared, do you think? Or
Yeah.
they were scared
Wait,
they were
why would
going to
they
get
be
picked up?
scared?
Like
Maybe their
ICE would be
families
there.
were scared.
Well,
Yeah.
then now the next point I'm going to make is the audience, out in the audience, there would be hundreds of people there celebrating, about 100 people that were getting their naturalization.
Yeah, because grandma's coming, everybody's
Right.
coming.
So, like,
kids,
each
aunts,
naturalized
uncles.
citizen would have like 10 or 15 people
Sure.
show up. So, like, if you had 100 people getting recognized, you'd have 1,000 people in the audience. There was like 20 people in the audience. In the audience, 20 people. It was the most empty I've ever seen it in my entire career. And it's all because of what's going on right now with the president and with ICE. Everybody's completely afraid. Even so, like, let's picture yourself. Let's say you're a DACA resident. You've lived in America for 25 years, but you came here illegally 25 years ago, right?
Yeah.
You're not showing up to this shit. You're not going to show
You're not
up,
risking
get
it.
picked up by ICE, and get
Oh,
sent
it's like,
back
oh,
to
it's a setup.
right.
You might
Well, yeah,
think
because
that.
they've been doing that. They've been like rescheduling or moving appointments, and it was actually just ICE raids
Really?
being picked
Yes.
up.
Holy cow, Linz, I did not hear that.
So basically, no, Kevin and I were talking about this last night, getting a little bit depressed, you know,
Yeah.
because yesterday during staff meeting, legal aid clinic was in there, and I was like so happy. I'm so happy about the immigration clinic we put together.
Yeah, it's important.
We have one lawyer working on the immigration clinic. We're talking about maybe
Yeah.
even adding a second lawyer.
Correct.
And the head of the legal aid clinic told us last night, Mayor, nobody's coming in for
trickle.
immigration cases anymore. And we're like, what? Why aren't they coming in for immigration cases? And she said, if you're DACA right now, do you think you want to walk? So you're DACA. That means you're here illegally, but you want to get your immigration papers the right way.
Well, it means that
you
your
have to go to
It means
court.
your parents brought you in as a child.
Of your DACA. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
talking about the other people. I'm sorry. If you're
Dreamers.
if you're a dreamer, that's dreamer. If you're DACA, you were here illegally. Dreamers were here, the kids
Oh.
of them.
Oh.
DACA is like, I came here illegally,
As a
and they're the
child.
ones they want to grandfather in,
Gotcha.
right?
Yeah, DACA. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, if you're illegally here,
I thought it was the same.
do you
but-
think you want to pop into immigration court right now
No.
and say,
I-
hey, I'm
no.
here illegally
That's
and I
a-
want to, I
a
want to
great
legal.
way to put a sign over your head.
Exactly. That's
right.
Lindsay, I was just about to say that it's like putting yourself on the radar.
They've been
And
intimidated out of doing things properly.
Exactly.
That's exactly what Chris
Exactly
said.
it.
Chris said
That's exactly it.
Chris said that yesterday at staff. She
They've
said
been intimidated away from the process of
And-
the legal process.
The
Wha-
actual process that we want them
Yes.
to undergo to
They're
become
afraid to show up
citizens.
now for it.
Lindsay, it's so funny you said that, and Tom, you said the same thing. And Chris was saying that the kind of like unintended consequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unintended consequences are you've now made the people that are just like Chris even said, someone even as simple as renewing their green card
Right.
is nervous
Yes.
about doing that because they're afraid. They're just like, no, we're not renewing it, and then you're on the radar.
Okay, so last week the city met with an organization, the Hugs organization.
Yeah.
It's an organization in the city of Hammond. It's the Hispanic organization. We know the leaders of this group.
Great
Alberto
people.
Ochoa and his group are just excellent community people.
Yes,
okay,
they're awesome.
They're awesome. Alberto is one of the cream of the crop. He's salt of the earth. Just a great guy.
He founded this organization
Yes,
along with some other
right?
people.
So he comes in last week and basically is telling us that he thinks attendance and participation is going to be way down this year.
John and I,
Because if you're a member of the, if you're Hispanic and you want to show up and celebrate your culture, are you going to show up and you're in fear that ICE is going to go down and start, asking
Yeah.
everybody for their ID?
I mean, John, we heard this, and it was
he's doing a
shocking.
parade.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was shocking. He was saying, he said the impact of what the government's actions are is that is having a significant impact on our parade, on our culture, on our community. And it was like, man, that is just it's sad. It's a bummer. John,
So-
what did you think about that, John, when Alberto said that? It was
Yeah, he said something like they're having trouble getting like enough floats and stuff to do the parade. But I mean, what can you do?
It's I don't know, man. I agree. So like you can't have people flaunting the law and just coming in like they did under the Biden administration. You can't have that. It was a broken system. It's been broken, but like Biden, it was flaunted under Biden. You can't have that. Okay. But I also don't want this America that reminds me of World War II Nazi Germany either.
yeah, with the SS on the street.
Yes,
like,
right? Where we're going out and we're masked agents or like just grabbing people off the streets. I don't want that either.
Yeah, I agree,
There's
Tom.
a fine line between those two extremes,
This was yesterday.
This is in L.A., by the way. Yesterday at a park, there was a summer camp going on. It's a very popular immigrant kind of. It's called. I heard somebody say it's like the Ellis Island of the West Coast. Not official, but
Like where people come through.
Yeah, just like
Travel
people hang out. It's a very
Horseback.
horseback.
SWAT on
People in
horseback.
masks.
That's a fear tactic,
It's
bro.
fear. It's fear tactic.
It's the federal government trying to scare people.
Intimidate. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just created a line through the park and walked through it.
And they just walked through the park, like they didn't even stop.
No,
anybody?
there were
They're
people in
just-
armored vehicles hanging out. You could see people taking off. And by the way, they confirmed that they didn't make any arrests.
So if
Oh,
you're
really?
Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's
they
just there to
did
scare the
this
shit out of you.
for- Yeah, to
Yeah.
So now if you're Hispanic and you go to that park, and what do? You just hang out in the park because you would just want to lay in the sunlight, right? Now you're scared to go to the freaking park.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fear tactic.
I
I
think
mean,
something you said, Tom, it hits home with me too. Is like I get, the government, the administration's been very effective at shutting down the border with illegal crossings,
Yeah,
and
like
and by the way, that's good. I think that's
Agreed.
good. But the issue really is okay. And by the way, I'm also in favor of if you are convicted of a crime, not charged, if you are convicted of a crime in this country and you're here illegally, I think you're subject to deportation. Okay,
Right.
especially a violent crime.
Right.
Okay, but there are so many people that are already here, have been here. We have to find a way that's better than masked, marauding,
Yes.
military gear, and people on horseback with random arrests, putting fear in people. We got to figure out a way to make them citizens or to give them a path to citizenship or something.
it's not going to happen while Trump's president.
I agree, but it's
Unless they
so-
work in the farm and hotel industry.
then you're okay.
Then Trump's working on amnesty.
So we all agree for the next 3 years, nothing's going to happen on immigration other than what's going on right now.
Well,
It's just intimidation and fear and just like Nazi-like tactics.
Let me read you about some things that are going to happen in immigration thanks to the big, beautiful bill passing. $170 billion to support Trump's administration border and immigration goals, which includes new funding up to $45 billion for immigration detention centers, which can expand capacity to 116,000 beds, so we can have 116,000 people housed. $46.5 billion to complete the border wall. $5 billion for customs and border protection facilities, and $10 billion for more custom and border protection agents. I saw for the first time ever joined CPB, and I was like, what's that? It was right after the big, beautiful bill passed, and I had like a pop-up ad, and it's like, sign up to become a custom border patrol agent. So they're recruiting.
Yeah, man.
Oh, wow.
This is the other thing. $3 billion is allocated to the Justice Department for immigration-related activities to increase hiring of more immigration judges to address the growing case backlog, which was at nearly 4 million cases as of April. 4 million.
Well,
So that's happening.
okay. Hey, at the immigration ceremony, I met Diego Morales for the first time.
Whoa. We've
Shook his
had
hand,
some fun
talked.
with him on
Yeah.
the air.
I was just wondering how much Lockpot he's listened to.
What did you? What was your determination?
No, first off, I was determined to be professional.
Of course.
Yeah,
He's an
and I
elected
was
official.
like super nice, welcoming him
Sure.
to Hammond, thanking him
You're
for
the
coming
host.
there, and then I was watching him. Like he didn't know I was watching him. I was just like, I'm in my element. He's in my element, right?
Just so everybody out
I'm
there
just like
knows, this is our
observing him. I want to
Secretary of
see.
State.
I want to see what kind of politician this guy is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh. Has your opinion changed?
No, I don't support him as a politician because he's on the other team and I'm on this team, and I don't really agree with the decisions he makes. Okay, I don't like the way he travels the world on the taxpayer dime. I don't like that. Okay, but let me tell you something. He's a great politician, man. I'm telling you, dude. I see why he won. I've never really looked at him like I looked at him. First off, he drove to Hammond, Indiana on a freaking 110-degree heat index day. It was hot as the dickens. He drove from Indianapolis to Hammond, Indiana for a July 3rd ceremony, and he made a connection with that group, man.
Well,
they were listening to him.
Of anybody on the stage, I'm sure he's probably closest to the situation that those folks are in.
Right.
Yeah.
He made a
Naturalized citizen,
difference.
right?
Like, I think that he added to the ceremony. I think that he was a gentleman. I think that he worked his ass off to get up here. And then when we were all done and we went home and I went swimming, he had to drive all the way back home. I was totally impressed. And he gave me a challenge coin, dude.
A what?
A challenge coin.
What's
A
that?
Secretary of State coin.
Nice.
I got it right
Okay.
here. Hold on.
It's like Tony Robbins.
See?
Like,
Oh,
hi, I
Right
went
here.
to a Tony Robbins event and I got
See? That's a Diego coin.
What did he challenge you
I think
to
that's
do?
worth a lot of money.
Wow.
A Diego coin.
This might have it's like a Bitcoin.
It's a Diego coin. Here,
How
show-
many
Cyber-
of those did he have in his pocket?
I don't know. I heard him clanking along.
He was jingling.
I heard him clanking down. I was wondering what that was. It was
Oh, that's Diego.
Diego has like 14 coins in his pocket walking down the street.
I got 140.
Yep, I got
That's
a
pretty
Diego
fancy coin. Your
It's
tax
nice.
dollars at work.
He's
Dude.
got suspenders because they're too heavy. It'll pull the thing.
Yeah,
These
he's
Diego
dragging
coins
along.
rock, dude. It was nice of him.
No,
Thank you.
and I-
Thank you to the Secretary of State.
Yeah.
It's the first Secretary of State coin I've ever had. I've been
And
in
nice of him
government
to visit the
22 years.
naturalization
Thank
ceremony.
Thank you for coming to Hammond. He did a good job.
No.
He added to the ceremony. And by the way, I'm going to say this. I can see why he won now. He's got a charm to him. He
Well,
definitely has a charm
hold
to
on
him.
a minute,
Like,
okay.
he pops in, goes to like these bullshit little ceremonies all over the state of Indiana, and then he pops
I
out,
would
and then
not
people.
call this a bullshit.
What I'm
event.
saying is this, Lindsay. He did it in Hammond, and listen to me. I'm like, wow, that was nice of the guy, right? If he does that all over the state, which he does,
Yes.
there's a lot of people that show up to the convention and say, I remember when Diego showed up to my little picnic dinner, and he was nice, and I'm going to vote for that young man.
All right, let's just remember this, though. If he's running for Secretary of State again, it is not for the Republican nomination, it's not a primary. It is a convention.
Right.
So that means you're talking about delegates
Yes.
that are in the party.
Delegates, you think he's not smart enough to show up to their chicken dinners?
Well, he probably is.
Right.
But I'm just saying that,
And he's swaying these voters.
voters are the delegates for the
Right.
primary, and then once you're nominated in the primary,
It's a
you're in a
Republican
Republican state. So I mean, I'm not
He's not gonna
criticizing.
get
I'm
beat.
not criticizing what you said. I'm just saying here's what happens for him to get reelected.
Agree.
Well, also, to Tom's point, contrast it with there's a lot of speakers at this event. Everyone sent representatives. Mervan wasn't there. Young wasn't there. Who
Banks,
else sent
not there.
Banks sent a representative.
Governor wasn't there.
And all of a sudden, Morales is there.
I was there.
It looks good.
It looks good, right?
Really
That he's
good.
there in person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, there wasn't a lot of people there when Diego was there. So, like, I give that guy a lot of shit, okay? And I never supported him, okay? But I was impressed that day. I
Yeah.
thought he was impressive.
It's
I
nice
thought
for him
his-
to come up.
I thought his speech was impressive. I thought it was impressive he was there.
He makes a connection.
He
in
made
that.
a connection
Yeah,
with the people in the group.
for sure.
I was like, and he gave me a freaking challenge coin,
I mean,
man.
let's be
I got
honest.
my freaking challenge
Let's
coin.
be honest. That's what Tom's really excited about.
Thanks, Diego. I got my Diego coin.
Steve, can we get Morales on Lock Pod, please?
I think we could.
Yeah. Steve, line it up.
I
Can
think
we get him on with
hold
Delaney?
It. Hold it. No. I think we should have him on.
Yeah.
I think he'll come on. What do you think, Kev?
I think he'd come
I'm
on.
sure he'd come on.
I don't know. What do you think, Kev? I'm saying, are you going to be nice?
I am not. The only thing I'm critical of is I think that some of the bills that have gone in front of him are suppressing voters
Okay.
in Indiana.
Okay.
I think he's been
But, like,
restrictive of that.
I'm
but-
I'm glad we're having this on air. If we brought Diego on,
Oh, I mean,
we'd be
of
nice
course
to
we're
him
gonna- of
because we're
course.
never dick stored.
No,
Yes.
we appreciate people coming on.
We've had Republicans on here. We've been totally nice to them.
I like the idea that we bring people on that aren't necessarily of the same political ilk that we are, because we can have great conversations about issues. Like we just had Representative Pierce on, and he was an awesome guest.
He was great.
Phenomenal.
Yes.
Smart guy.
So let's get
really
Diego on.
interesting.
All right.
Am
Steve's
I-
on it.
Lindsay, are you down? We'll try to get Diego like next week or last week.
Sure.
What do you think, Kev?
I mean, I'd wait till the next season. I'm
Yeah.
good till
Oh, it'd be a
season
great
16.
finale.
This is the time to hit it, man. I
Yeah.
just had a connection with him.
Yeah.
All right.
It'd be a great
I don't
See if
finale.
it'll come
I
on.
don't know if he'll come on. He's a busy guy, man. He's got these
He's
chicken
in
dinners.
Hungary.
He's got chicken dinners. He's traveling a lot.
traveling
I'm
the
going to
world.
reach out. Steve, give me a call so we can reach out to the secretary.
Was he
of State.
driving that shiny new car that
He was.
Yeah, okay.
He was up in Indiana. But, like, all
He's
right.
got to get around the state.
By the way, I drive the same exact type of car he drives. No, he drives. It's the same frame. I drive a Chevy Tahoe. He drives a GMC.
I definitely want him to have a safe car.
I don't want to roll my car on 65 when I'm driving back and forth to
No.
Indianapolis and
No.
die in a small little Hyundai, right? If I'm
Agreed.
going to die, I want to die in a big Chevy
American
Tahoe.
car.
Big
Hyundais are
Chevy
very safe.
Tahoe.
They're supposed to be safe.
What did he die in? A Hyundai. That's
Why didn't
why,
he have a Tahoe?
That's why I never flew Hooters Air, right? When like Hooters Air goes down, they're like, "What the fuck was he flying Hooters Air for?"
Can you
Right?
imagine that's your legacy?
Yeah.
You
What
died.
did
And then
he
he
fly
died
on
on
his-
Hooters Air,
He couldn't
going to
even-
Reno.
Couldn't even afford Southwest Airline, broke ass, right?
And you're like, I was just trying to support Gary's airport.
Hooters, I like Hooters. I love the wings, right? It was
It'd
his
be a
downfall.
debate forever.
It's like
He was there for the flight attendants. He was there for the wings.
It's on his tombstone. I love the wings.
It was about the wings.
Yeah, shit. When that plane's going down, you're like, no, Hooters Air.
Curse you, Hooters Air.
All right. Let's do some ads. When we
Yeah.
come back, we're going to talk some.
New York City politics.
Yeah, because Kevin was dismissive of me in the last show. So I did some research. He was.
Just to come back and slap me in the face.
Dude, you were so dismissive of my point.
I might
We're
still
gonna
be.
talk about it. We're going to talk about it. when we
Kevin,
come
just
back.
give him a coin and he'll be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a coin, Tom.
Give me a fucking coin
Here's
and
a
I'll shut
shiny
up.
coin.
Here you go. Wow.
Boy, Diego's the best politician in the world.
Diego, come on, Lockpod. All right, let's start out with some ads. MCR Partners. MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Stay in the loop and connected by hitting up their website at mcrpartnersllc.com for tailored assistance.
It's the UK.
Don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon. It's a popular red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón.
This game is so distracting.
Yeah,
I
that's
swear to God.
Netherlands.
I think
agree.
it's Netherlands too.
I
yeah.
agree. But
All
let's
right.
keep going with the show.
All right.
We can play later.
We'll play at the end.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltenberger, combines innovation technology to deliver top quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. You guys are distracting me.
Sorry.
Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions that leave a lasting impression. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today. And I want to point out, I said the UK and I would have been closer.
It was the Netherlands, and I picked Finland for something. I'm sorry.
Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with someone who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, who will be there on Friday at the Lockpot event, make a great team. Are waiting to hear from
Is that
you.
confirmed?
Unless you get arrested.
They better be.
The Bug Guys. The Bug Guys Pest Control. Firefighter owned, pest destroying professionals. We don't just fight fires, we fight bugs with bad attitudes. We bring justice to creepy crawlers. No contracts, no mercy, just bug busting, home protecting, creepy crawly crushing service. Serving all of Northwest Indiana. Call Brian or Craig today for your free estimate. 219-810-7481. The Bug Guys. Making your house a no-fly zone since, well, now.
Thanks to our sponsors.
Appreciate them.
Tom, there's a couple of questions in chat that I thought were interesting.
Sure.
First of all, hi to Mayor Josh. He's on. Thank you.
Hey,
Mayor
Josh. What's up, man?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mayor.
Here's a question. What roads do you take to Chicago from Hammond?
Oh, for the bike trail?
Yeah.
I go through the marina, the Hammond Marina. Okay, I'm assuming you know where that is. And then you go through, like, the data center area, and it kicks you out through Calumet Park, which is on the south side of Chicago, like the east side. And then you come out
Is
of
that
Calumet.
same as Rainbow Park or different?
No, Rainbow Park's further down.
Okay.
You come out of Calumet Park and you start going over the bridges, over the canals on the south side of Chicago, and you go through U.S. Steel's property on a bike trail. All this is bike. It's like road/bike trail.
When you say U.S. Steel, that's the old Southworks
Right.
property.
And your lungs hurt when you're there.
No, it feels really good. And then you get through there,
Closed for 30 years.
and then you go through Rainbow Park. It puts you on the lake, but you're in a really sort of a bad
A
neighborhood.
little dicey.
Oh, yeah, don't do this at night. Okay, do this in the daytime. If it's nighttime, do not go this route. Okay, I go through Rainbow Park, and it's dicey. And then you come out, and you're in a sort of a tough little neighborhood, and it brings you over there to, like, the country club area, and you come around that, and then you're at La Rabida, and then you're on the bike trail system in Chicago.
Yeah, La Rabida. When you're on La Rabida, sometimes we'll park at La Rabida and just go from there.
Yeah, La Rabida
But
save you
getting there,
eight
it's
miles.
still bike trail and parks
Oh,
all the way.
the part to La Rabida to Hammond Marina is sort of sketchy. It's not really sketchy.
love
It's
La
bike trail,
Rabida.
but you're next to cars.
Yeah.
Some people don't like that. I don't mind it.
Yeah, I think, but it's trail. It's bike trail.
It's trail, but
designated.
like there's a car going like 40
Yeah.
miles an hour right next to
I
you.
mean,
Yeah.
it's okay. Before we had bike trails,
don't
that's
think
what you had
about
to do
don't
anyway.
think about cell phones because that'll just drive you crazy.
That's right.
You just assume everybody's being a conscientious driver.
Don't
Right.
think about that.
Hey, so a couple shows ago, we were talking about New York mayor's race, and this is when Mamdani won. Is that how you pronounce
Yeah,
his name?
I think so.
Mamdani. Zohran Mamdani.
Yes.
When he
Mamdani.
won, he won the ranked choice
Mamdani.
voting contest and pulled it off over Cuomo, which was stunning. And this gentleman's far left, socialist, democratic socialist, but far to the left, talking about freezing all rents in New York, opening up New York City grocery stores, just crazy concepts. Free busing, just crazy concepts. So, and free busing is not a crazy concept, but you got to pay for it somewhere.
Someone's gotta
Who's going to pay
the
for it? I mean,
gas
there's
and the
nothing's
electric
free,
and
guys.
that's
So
right.
I brought it up. I said, I think Eric Adams is going to win. I just sort of dropped it. And I hadn't even really done a ton of research. I was just like, it's going to be hard for me to believe Eric Adams, even though he's got legal issues and Trump saved his ass, I just don't see the mayor losing against a far left socialist or to a Republican. And I just remember Kevin was just like, get the fuck out of here. As soon as I said that, he's just like, shit, that shit ain't ever going to happen. Let's talk about the Republican. And I was like taken aback during the show. I was like, whoa, that was like abrupt, like in your face.
Well, the reason I said it was a couple of reasons. One, he's under indictment. Two, he was at 4% because he had dropped out on purpose of the Democratic race. And I was like, he's never going to get any traction. But, you know, Tom, after I dismissed his comment, made it his mission to find an article that would actually say Eric Adams is going to win. And
so I went to the Wall Street Journal.
And he was able to find one.
Yeah, this small newspaper, small little newspaper called the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, you may not have ever heard of it, right? It's like the goddamn front page of the Wall Street Journal. Can anybody stop Zohran Mamdani was the name of the article. Basically, this whole article is talking about Eric Adams and how Eric Adams is going to pull this off. And they talked to an old school political consultant named Hank Scheinkopf, who's basically sounding every alarm in the building about what Mamdani means for the future, not just of New York, but the whole Democratic Party. This guy's worked for Ed Cook, Mike Bloomberg, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump back in the day. So when he says Mamdani could be the most far-left mayor in urban history, we got to believe him. And this is a gentleman that feels strongly that Eric Adams is the guy that needs to take over and keep the reins of power in New York.
Yeah, this was an opinion article on Saturday in the Wall Street Journal. Obviously, this guy, Hank Scheinkopf, who's been around a lot of campaigns for sure, has his opinions about Mamdani. And he's basically saying Eric Adams, if he does it right, could do it.
Yeah.
But part of it has one of the things he talked about was he's got to have a good street game. And it's so funny to hear that because, you know, we're so used to talking about like national races. But the reality is, as you know, Mayor, local races are a lot of times about making sure you get your message out on the street. Mm-hmm. And I mean, you know New York. Marissa's from New York. I'm starting to know New York a lot better because Aiden lives there. Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting about how the different parts of New York, right? I mean, you're talking about, this isn't just like everyone in Manhattan's voting.
Right.
You're talking about the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, right? Staten Island, Manhattan. It's a lot of different angles. And go ahead and talk about the argument, though, Tom, about why he talks about why Adams could win.
Well, he just points out like the new generation of Democratic voters, who describes them as latte drinking, apartmentless, but Instagram happy progressives under 30, just handed the keys of City Hall to a guy who wants to freeze rents, open government-run grocery stores, and arrest foreign heads of state like Benjamin Netanyahu. He says, and he on the record saying, if Benjamin Netanyahu ever visited New York, he would arrest him.
That's
like, New York's got a significant Jewish population,
including Hank Scheinkopf.
It's like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's going to be the mayor of New York City.
The one thing
that is fucking insane.
The one thing I learned about Mamdani that I didn't like was, and we've talked about this kind of on the air on several different candidates and politicians, is he's not like a from the boots up politician. His mom, I think, is a famous producer, director, and he's from money. And so a lot of times when you have these like 30-something-year-old idealists, I don't know if it works, right? Like I think it's almost like he didn't grow up. And I think that's part of the thing that Hank talks about in his article about how kind of like the hard scrabble Democrat is now kind of hard to find. And what you have is a lot of like maybe like people that never had to worry about getting a meal or getting a job or things like that, like Mamdani.
It's resonating though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. With I think, and I think Hank's point is like with a certain demographic, it's resonating. Yeah.
Adams got a record to run on. Okay, he inherited a financial mess when he took over. A city still recovering from COVID and De Blasio's endless photo ops, and he started to turn the corner. Crime is down in New York. Tourism is up in New York. Jobs are growing, and the city is finally starting to feel like New York again. That's the kind of things you run on, according to Hank Scheinkopf.
Yeah, I think, I mean, Tom, as mayor, I guess maybe like I want to know from you, like as mayor, why do you think like the incumbent like Eric Adams has maybe an edge?
I think if you're going to lose as mayor, things have to be bad in the city.
And I don't think they are in New York.
No, I agree. And this guy's going to be well-funded. I think Trump's probably going to support Eric Adams, right?
Is that going to be good or bad for Adams?
Well, Trump, like, not indicting
That's
him.
That's like a tightrope. Yeah. Or not pushing the indictment, right?
Right, not
He's
pushing
still indicted.
Is he indicted currently?
I think so.
I don't think
they dismissed it. No,
you remember, John?
No, I don't think he's indicted right now.
Oh, really? He's not?
I don't think so.
They dismissed the charges, everything? Oh,
remember?
I did not know that.
We said that, and then they said as long as you basically cooperate on immigration. Like, I don't think he'd be running if he was under indictment.
I thought they were kind of holding it over his head.
I
Okay.
thought I don't remember.
All right. No,
exactly.
you
Adams' corruption case dismissed.
dismissed. Okay, there you go. So he's not indicted.
And
He
Trump
was.
has come out and kind of said that Adams is his guy.
Okay.
You know, so.
Yeah. I mean, I think that'll help Eric Adams in certain areas of New York, but maybe not all.
I tell you what, man, I'm a Democrat, but if I heard my Democratic nominee, Mamdani, promising government grocery stores and utopia on every block, I'd be skeptical about how we're going to pay for this.
I'm with you.
Right? It's like, this sounds wonderful. So in Hammond, is that the answer?
No.
I don't have a movie theater in Hammond. Why don't I build a freaking 16 movie plex and call it City Hammond Plex? Right? Is that the answer? We'll have government. I'm sure it's going to work great, right? And everybody's like, hey, man, can I get free popcorn? And I'm like, yeah, you can have free popcorn because I'm trying to get votes, right? And then like, oh, pretty soon you're not making any money on popcorn. And then pretty soon you're letting your friends in for free. And guess what? Fucking place goes belly up, right? Because it's not a private enterprise. It just doesn't work that way, man.
I mean, we saw that happen really most recently in Whiting with the Mascot Hall of Fame. They tried to run kind of like this thing that was going to be the government spend a bunch of money on it, and it flopped.
So
and guess who's holding the bag?
Yeah. Residents of Whiting.
Taxpayers.
Right. But Whiting did take that and turn a negative into a
yeah,
positive.
Mayor Steve did a great job on making sure that
BP.
He was he inherited that, and he did a great job in making sure BP, who's a huge obviously part of Whiting, now bought it and took it over. So
negative
they saved
into
it.
a positive.
Mayor
man.
Steve did a great job on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm not sitting here saying that Adams is going to win, but I think that he's the favorite. I personally feel like that.
And I cannot any longer be dismissive of you and your opinion that Eric Adams
I'll
is
come back the next show.
killed. But
research.
It's going to be, you did a good job on the research. It's interesting. And I think, we've followed this story along twice. I'm sure as we move closer to November, we're going to continue to follow
I think that's another $50 bet in there.
All right.
I'm in. You got Mamdani?
No. I don't have
Mamdani,
Mamdani.
man.
No. You have Eric Adams is going to win.
Okay.
I don't know yet who I got, but
right.
you have
I'll
Eric
take
Adams.
I got Eric Adams.
Another 50.
My
I could be
bet
down
is harder.
I could be down 100
That's
soon.
bullshit. You put me in bad position. My bet is the White Sox aren't going to win 100 games.
I don't think they are.
Okay.
No,
Right.
they're not going to lose 100 games. But no,
Right.
but I think I'm going to lose that bet.
Okay.
So
we'll break even.
Yeah, we might break even. Or I might be down 100.
If the White Sox lose 100 and Eric Adams wins,
time's up $100.
I'm taking you guys out to dinner on Kevin's wedding.
Nice.
So.
$50 dinner for all four.
Byway. Go to Byway.
You guys can't have drinks. You
Go to
guys can't have
Byway.
drinks. You can get a main meal, no appetizers,
Okay.
and maybe one soup. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Australia.
So wrap it up, Locomotive.
We appreciate. So Friday we're going to be back on the air, but we're going to be reminding you again on Friday that we have Lockpod Listener Appreciation Night on Friday, July 11th at Oilman Park in Whiting, Indiana. Free admission, all that stuff.
Please message.
Subject to exclusions.
You can go on Left to Center on Facebook and message us. You can DM Steve
Like
Kellogg.
if things break down, it's like $2.50 to get into place.
Oh no, we're going to make sure you get in.
All right,
Don't
we'll
worry
get
about
in.
tickets.
Even if we have to sneak your ass
Even though
in.
Steve said we only had a handful, we will make sure you
Dude,
get in.
on the third base line, there's a hole in the fence. We'll sneak like 14 people through
I'll
that.
lift you up over.
All right.
All right.
And don't forget about you could camp on 119th on Thursday night per the mayor of Whiting.
And
It's
of course,
it's totally appropriate for Lockpod Fan Appreciation Night.
And of course, don't forget we'll be back on Friday. We don't get this Friday off, so we'll see you on
All right.
Friday.
Thanks everybody. Season 15, episode 20 is in the books. We'll be back on Friday. We appreciate our fans.